Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
Today's video, we're gonna be doing a little mukbang talking about how to deal with grief, when you lose somebody close to you. Like before, when I will see like people that will say like, somebody passed away and they'll be like, oh, I think about you every day. In my head, I will be like, do you really? But honestly, like you do. Like I could honestly say that I think about my dad like every single day. It could be the smallest little thing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, everything. It reminds me of him. So, well, my dad passed away almost 6 years. He passed away July 20th, and he was really sick. He battled this disease that is called aplastic anemia. And basically what it is, it's your body stops making blood and platelets, everything for that. So he fought it like for a whole year, and he almost made it. Like we were so happy because he was almost gonna get discharged and everything, but he got sick again, and then he ended up in the hospital in January of 2015. Ya de ahí ya no salió. And I feel like it's really hard, like the whole process of them telling us like, he's getting like worse and everything. It's like when denial hits. He wouldn't accept it. They talked to us about that they were no longer gonna give him any type of treatment because they were saying that they were just keeping him going because of us, not because the medicine was working anymore or anything. It was because
we weren't
letting go, and they're like, it's not helping him, he's in pain, he's suffering. So they were like, that's it, we're not gonna give him any treatment. So they sent us to this home, so we could take my dad so he could pass away there. But that's when denial came, and we're like, no, we're gonna take him home. Remember when he was really sick, my siblings, they were like, we have to go and get the plan for like the cemetery and everything. We're like, because they're gonna go up, so let's get the plan before things go up, and because things are not looking good. My thing was like, I was so in denial that I was like, no, my dad's not gonna die, I'm not gonna pick anything from him because he's not gonna die. I'm like, you guys want to go and help you guys pay whatever, but I'm not gonna pick anything because he's not gonna pass away or anything.
When your dad was doing better, why didn't he get sick again? Was it because like how usually when they're like, okay, you have diabetes and then you're not taking care of yourself, so you get a little bit worse?
So he fought this disease for almost for a whole year. He started in January of 2014, and then by the end of he was getting blood transfusion Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. He will have to, when he got out of the hospital, he will have to go to the hospital and get those transfusions. They started, it was less and less and less, and then he was almost gonna get discharged already. But then he left to Mexico, and he smoked and things like that. And then what happened was that they didn't tell us the medicine that he was not able to drink, to take, that he had pain. So what he was taking, it was I believe it was ibuprofen. And ibuprofen, it's really bad for your blood. So he took a lot, and then his stomach started hurting. So from that, we ended up back in the hospital, and it was like he had I don't know how you call it, cuando tienes heartburn, sometimes te sale something in your stomach through the inside, that it doesn't close, no sé cómo se llama, but it wasn't closing, y era por lo mismo de que his platelets were not helping to close. So things, they just started like going downhill. Y si no era una cosa, era otra. And then
so kind of it was the doctor's fault because they didn't explain.
Yes, they didn't tell us, you know, like this or that type of medication that he cannot take, you know.
Yeah.
Because they do, you know, now I know like that Advil and ibuprofen, they're bad for your blood, like if you're anemic or whatever. But at that time we didn't know, and he was taking a lot because I think he had toothache, so he was taking a lot of pain medicine until it affected his stomach and everything, and it was just really hard for him to get any better. He was getting more blood transfusions, like it was like more things that made it harder. But then again, you know, they would tell us like it's bad, but I was like, no, it's not that bad. You know, like my dad's still talking, he's still being funny, he's still being him.
He's being himself, yeah.
And then at the end, the last month when I started seeing him really bad, like I couldn't be in the room with him a lot because I couldn't see him like that anymore.
And like
yeah, it would like hurt me. And then he would always tell us like, I want to go home, I don't want to be here anymore, like I want to go home. So
from all of you guys, who took him the hardest, you think?
I think we all took it differently because we each had a different bond with him. But I have to say that 100% I have to give my mom props to that lady because, man, like, esa señora se la rifó. Like, she would never cry in front of us. Like, she would never, like, show any type of worries. Todo ella se lo lloraba en la noche. Like, she never left his side. Like, she would just come home, shower, make him food, and go back to the hospital. All those 6 months that he wasn't like in the hospital, she was there sleeping in the sofa, but she was like, I'm not gonna leave him. You know, and it was like, I think it was different, you know, like I was closer to my dad. Like, I was like such a daddy's little girl, like forever. And I'm telling you, like, we were like so in denial that when they told us that they were gonna discharge him and send him home, they stopped giving him blood. So it was a whole week without him having any blood, everything, until that was a Monday. They told us the following Monday, they took him to our house. So my mom, it was my sister Mari, and then it was my mom and I. And I remember my mom was gonna cook him lentejas, and she was like, you know, she told him, you know, she was like, mira, ya estás en tu casa, mira los muebles, ya estás aquí, para que estés contento. And she was like, te voy a hacer unas lentejas, me voy a bañar y después nos vamos a ir al hospital.
So todavía hablaba?
No, like that, wasn't talking anymore.
Oh, he wasn't talking
But
anymore.
we were just, you know, talking to him and letting him know that he was home, because that's where he wanted to be at. And next thing you know, Mari and I started noticing that he was like breathing funny. Like he was like, estaba batallando para respirar. So to that point we called my mom. We're like, Ama, no está respirando bien, algo está pasando, and everything. And we always called on my mom because of their bond that they had together. It was like, you know, like we, for some reason, we always said, like, if my mom tells him to get up, he's gonna get up because he loves her that much that he's gonna do it. You know, and then my mom knew, like, knew that that was it because
she had time to process, like, time.
I'm telling you that it was like so strong, you know, like when that came, she was like, she looked at me, she was like, go get a priest. You know, she was like, go get a priest. And then my brother-in-law got there, and then they called 911. And yeah, like my brother got there and everything, and I remember they were giving him CPR because once you call the paramedics, they have to like do CPR on them, and they kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then my mom was like, just leave him alone, you know, like you guys are hurting him, I don't want you guys to hurt him anymore. And oh my god, like looking at my mom, but she was still like not crying, she was still like standing like strong. And then I think like that's the hardest part, like my brother was like, stop giving him CPR because he has no blood in his heart anymore, so he's not gonna come back. So they did, and then we all seen him like take his last breath, and oh my god, like
That was the worst.
it was like the worst feeling ever. They called out like the time. And this is where I'm telling you, it hits everybody different because my mom, my sister, and I were like screaming, we were like crying. And my brother's instinct was like, now, like, I'm the man of the family, like, now I have to protect them. So he just like grabbed the three of us and he pulled us and he just like let us cry and cry and cry. You know, so I think that's one of the things that I feel like he couldn't let his feelings out because
He wanted to protect you guys.
yeah, you know,
To be
like,
strong.
he had to be strong for us. So I feel like he never really let his feelings out, but I know it hurts him just because their bond was like playing soccer, and now like my brother doesn't play soccer anymore. You know, like, and I think it's a lot because that was dirty. You know, so yeah, it was like really hard. And
Like, do you deal with it a little bit better? And if you did, like, and what did you do?
what I do is I always said I don't ever, my biggest fear was forgetting his voice. So I remember I would always, like, in my head, I would always say the things that he would call me, because he would always call me like, oh, mi pretita de oro, mi pretita de oro. That was me to him, you know. So I would always, or sometimes say, ay, pendeja, you know. So I would always like tell myself those things so I couldn't forget his voice. For a whole long time, I had a video of him talking to Milani, and I couldn't press play because I was scared to hear his voice, but I didn't want to forget it. So it was like, what the hell, you know? But my thing is, like, I love talking about him. Like, I could sound like a freaking disco rayado, but I always talk about him. Like, or something, oh, my dad used to do this. Like, he's like my biggest, like, thing to show off, you know, because he was like such a great man. But Milani loves to hear his stories and stuff like that. And yeah, like, I think that's to me just talking about him and, you know, like looking at his picture, me entra como mucha ansiedad, and I just want to like drive and go to him, you know. But and I start crying because I know I can't go and hug him or talk to him or anything. So I just have to like cry and let it out. And
Have you had a dream about him?
I
And,
dream
like,
with him a lot.
And you think he like talks to you in your dreams?
You know what? When he barely passed away, we took him to Mexico because that's where he wanted to be at. I remember that I dreamt that he had called me on the phone. That he called me and he was telling me, you know, he was like, no llores, yo todavía estoy aquí, you know, he's like, yo siempre voy a estar aquí. And I was like, you know, like, pero venga, yo lo quiero ver, you know. And he told me like, ya no estoy allí, pero siempre las voy a estar cuidando. I'm like really stressed out, or like, you know, I feel like things are going downhill for me and everything. I dream with him, and I always dream that it's me driving. I have the girls in the back and my mom in the back, and he's next to me. And I'm going, like, something's going on, either like a tornado or an earthquake, and I'm in the freeway and I can't control the truck. And I tell him, can you please drive, you know, because I can't get control of the car. And he always tells me, you know, he's like, yo estoy aquí contigo, pero tú tienes que tomar el control. And every single time I'm stressed out and I feel like I'm gonna lose my shit, I have those same dreams where he tells me like, I'm right here, but you have to like do it. Marisol, she, you know, it's almost gonna be 6 years, and she barely cried about him because she felt so like that she couldn't cry when he passed away because she had her cousins, you know, she had to be strong for them. She had to be strong for my mom because when he passed away, she was staying with her because we didn't want my mom to be alone. Annie didn't get to call him because no, my dad, yeah, she had barely May, June. She was just a year and 2 months when he passed away. So she doesn't remember him, pero sí le mando las fotos, le enseño las fotos, and we always, you know, like tell her the stories. Like when I pick up my mom, we talk about him a lot too, so we always tell her like the stories how, you know, like all the grandkids will follow my mom more except Milani because at that time he wasn't working because he was sick. So she would sleep. My dad had a big belly. So he will have to sit down and she will sleep like in his belly. That's the only way she was able to sleep. So he'll be there for hours y echándole aire because they were both ready, everything. And then my dad would be like, no, lo que no hice con mis hijos lo vine a hacer con esta cabrona. And he would always tell my mom, tú estás celosa porque ella me quiere más a mí. De todas ellas, ella me quiere más a mí, tú estás celosa. He was like so happy that finally one of them picked him. Yeah.
I don't like to hear when someone passes away when they say, no, he's in a better place now. I don't like to hear that. It's like their better place is here with us.
Yes. I know like a lot of times, you know, it's better, and for my experience, like, it's better for you to just say, you know, I don't know what to say, but I'm here, you know, if you want to talk, I'm here. Like, if you say, like, I'm sorry, you know, and it's like, you're sorry for what? Like, you didn't do anything. Like, especially when you're in that pain, well, that, to me, that, it was like, I didn't want to hear anybody. I didn't want to hear anything. Lo que se agarré, it was like, I was really mad at God. I was really, really mad at him. I was like, why? We begged you. We did all these promises. If you were going to save him, we were going to do this. And all these promises. And I used to like question him a lot. And then a lot of things, I mean, it was like, when I would see homeless or drug addicts, me daba un coraje. Yeah. And I was like, why my dad? Like, if you want to take somebody, fucking take them. Like, they're doing all these drugs. They want to kill themselves, so take them. You know, like, my dad wanted to live. Like, my dad, he was so scared. My grandpa was 47 when he passed away.
Your grandpa?
My grandpa. My dad was 47. And he would always tell us, ya quiero cumplir 48. Ya quiero cumplir 48 because he would always say he had a feeling that he was gonna die at that age. And one time we took him a priest and he didn't want to hear him because he was like, he knew it was like that he wasn't gonna die. You know, he's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And he would always tell us like, no me quiero morir. Like, no me quiero morir. And I think like it's really hard. So when somebody tells you like, oh, he's in a better place, like nobody wants to hear that.
His better place is here with us. Well, not, you know, but with you. Yeah, it's the same thing I say. Like I used to say that too. But then I thought about it. I mean, it sounds bad to say it, but I thought about like, what if my daughter would have died and someone told me what she said? Like, bitch, no, her better place is here with me.
I feel like my siblings and I like always try to keep him alive. I know sometimes it gets hard and it gets awkward and we don't know what to say. Si me entierran aquí, les voy a venir a jalar las patas. Like, yo no quiero estar aquí. And it's really hard because we cannot go every weekend to go see him or anything. But the reason why we chose to give him what he wanted was because through all his treatment, he was really bad. Those chemos would drop him and he would be like in pain with fevers, body aches, everything that you could think of. And he would always tell us, you know, like, ¿quieren que siga peleando? Like, he didn't care about him doing it for him, but he would always ask us, like, if we wanted him to keep fighting, you know? So we're like, if he fought so much,
might as well
you know,
grant him his last wish.
So we're like, let's do it. And
I mean, his family's over there too, no?
No, his family is actually in Juarez. We're from a small pueblo, so that's what my mom, she always like super like often, you know, like mi mom le tiene bien cuidado. When it's his birthday or his anniversary or Father's Day and that my mom is not over there, my aunt, one of my aunts, siempre like le va y le limpia, le pone sus flores.
What's one of your favorite memories you have with him?
My favorite memory with him, like I said, I was super close to him. Like, me and my dad were like this. I was little. I was maybe like 2-3 years old, and they had baptized Maddie. And I was little, and my mom and my dad were dancing, and he was already super drunk. And I remember, and there's a picture where they were dancing, and I'm like this because I want him to carry me. But the memory, it was that he took me to the room to sing to me, to put me to sleep. Y me estaba haciendo piojito y me estaba cantando el piojo y la pulga. And that was like the best memory of me being
¿Dormiste o te quedaste de palo?
No, me dormí.
Ah, bueno,
me dormí.
Estás ahí de Carla Craig con tu...
No, it's funny, when we were in Mexico, my mom used to sleep with Manny, and I used to sleep with my dad. I don't know cómo se echaban sus escapaditas de la noche. Probably that's why we didn't get any more siblings after that, because
porque andaban de...
Mari used to sleep with my mom, and I used to sleep with my dad. Y ya de grande, I think our big moment was when I came out to him. Like, his words were like the best words ever. And, you know, like, he was like my biggest support. That's why, like, I miss him a lot, because when I don't have that kind of relationship with my mom, and with him, it was like, you know, for everything, like, I would go to him, and it, yeah, like, that's what I miss. Por eso me da mucha ansiedad, and I'm telling you, like, sometimes I'm driving, and me da, like, I just want to, like, drive and go to him, so I just cry and cry and cry and cry. But Mari told me this. Después me dijo, I'm gonna tell you something, but my dad doesn't want you to know. And I was like, what happened? They put the pig line wrong, so he was bleeding out. If it wasn't because my mom walked up and called the nurses, se hubiera desangrado. So I'm like, so why didn't he want me to know? And he was like, because he already knows you're gonna go fight with them. Because every time I was there, and like you'll have a fever or something, I will be on the nurse's side. We'll give him this, we'll put him that, and this and that, and bring him that. So that time I was like, ni le digan porque mi pretita de oro se va a venir a pelear con todo el mundo. So yeah, that was like so funny. Day by day, especially with everything that's going on with the virus, you know, like she has told me a bunch of people that have passed away from cancer and stuff like that. So it's hard, but to me it's like, cry it out. Like, it doesn't matter where, what time, when. If you need to cry it out. Like, nobody, you know, like, you can, I used to hate it when they would tell me there, you're fine, bitch, I'm not fine. Don't tell me there, don't tell me to stop crying. Like, I'm gonna let it out, and that's that, you know, like, the first words to say, I feel like, I'm here. If you want to talk, whenever you feel ready, like, I'm here. It's good to, yes, check up on them and be like, hey, how are you today, or whatever. But I'm sorry, or, you know, he's in a better place, or he's not suffering anymore. And those are things that
nobody wants to hear.
You don't want to hear, you know, like, you're just going through this thing for them to tell you, like, no, like, there's no point of that.
Call me and cry with me.
Yes.
So this is it for the video, guys.
Yeah,
Why are we eating fun?
So if you guys like go through a hard situation, you know, like, it's really hard, but you learn how to live with it. And to me, my advice to you will be, look at pictures, talk about them, look at their videos. Now something that I do with my mom a lot, even though my mom hates to take pictures, we take a lot of pictures of her, even though she doesn't like to, videos, because I don't have a lot of my dad. So I want to do that with my mom. So enjoy and take care of your family, guys, especially right now.
With this whole COVID.
Yes, stay safe, but you know, like, don't take anybody for granted. Trust me, because yeah, this was something I should have. The should have, would have doesn't exist. So, you know, enjoy your family and your loved ones, guys.